This is another video from Restoring Florida Homes. This video is going to show you how to build a concrete bar. In this situation, we're removing an existing bar and we're going to make a bigger bar. First, we're going to lay our bar out and then we're going to stick some rebar in the ground and then start putting some block down. We're going to drill some holes in the ground and put vertical rebar. Next, we're going to start setting the block in the shape of the bar. The top course of block will use a bond beam block. We'll need this to put some rebar to reinforce the block. We'll tie that rebar in with the vertical block. Next, we're going to form up our foot rail. We're going to pour our foot rail out of concrete also, and we'll put a number 3 stick of rebar in there to reinforce the foot rail. After we form everything, we're going to rent a U-cart mixer and bring in the concrete ourselves. And then we're going to start putting the concrete in our forms with a shovel. In this picture, you see the rebar that we have set to reinforce the bond beam. Now we are ready to form our bar top. We're going to use Kapton, some forming wood, and we're going to form our bar top. It'll be 24 inches wide across the top. Make sure your forms are level on both sides. You wouldn't want an unlevel bar. We use support braces to support the bar during the pour. Concrete is much heavier than you would think, and we want to make sure our bar stays level. That's why you see the 2x4 vertical risers supporting the bar. You can bend the rebar with your foot. Next, we mix our concrete and we put our dye in. We use 1 cup per bag of 80-pound, 5,000 PSI concrete. Use the mixing instructions on the bag, but it's quite possible you will have to adjust those ratios. We start by mixing 2 bags of 80-pound concrete at a time. We can control this mix that way. I wouldn't recommend mixing more than that. Oops, I almost forgot. Use WD-40 on the sides of the forms. It will definitely help the forms release easier and give you a smoother finish when you pull the forms off. After you fill the forms with concrete, you'll want to screed the concrete to make it smooth. We use this smooth aluminum bar to level the concrete and make it smooth. After you remove the forms, you'll want to take a hammer and beat on the sides of the forms and underneath the forms. This will release all the air pockets. Let the concrete set, and now it's time to start the finish. Take your trowel and work the concrete until it's smooth. Be prepared to stay a few hours because this is going to take some time. Use a spray bottle while you're troweling the concrete. This will help you to get a very smooth surface. Let the concrete set a couple of days, and now you're ready to remove your forms. After removing the forms, you will want to wait a couple of weeks before you apply a sealer. You want to let the concrete cure properly, and this takes at least 2 weeks and more likely 4 weeks. Next, we apply a scratch coat of stucco mix to the face of the bar. We're going to make a smooth finish on this block concrete bar. Prime the inside of the bar with Sherwin-Williams block primer, and then we're going to use A100 semi-gloss black on the inside of the bar. Now we are ready to apply our finish coat to the face of the bar. We're going to be doing a smooth coat of stucco. We're going to let the stucco cure for a couple of days, and then we're going to apply Sherwin-Williams Locks-On Conditioner and then Sherwin-Williams A100 flat paint. After we let the bar cure for a couple of weeks, we're going to apply Sure Coat LV 2500 sealer to the bar. We're going to put a couple of coats on here. Apply your first coat and then let it cure for 12 hours and then apply another coat. And then I would recommend a third coat after that. The fresh concrete is going to absorb this first coat. Now that the foot rail has cured, we're going to use H&C Concrete Stain by Sherwin-Williams to put a stain on the foot rail that will wick into the concrete and last forever. Well, here's the owner of the restaurant now. Let's see what he has to say. All right, say hi, Dave.
How you doing? What's going on?
All right, that's the big man right there, folks. That's who we did it for, right there. All right, this is the final video of our how to build a concrete bar. We hope you enjoyed this how-to video, and if you like it, please subscribe.